breath at the end
Welcome,
sounds like one of
everybody. Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Cemetery Files. This is episode 17.
Woohoo!
We are in review of the Rock Island Haunted YMCA in Rock Island, Illinois. So, it's we did an investigation on Monday, and it was
Monday
it was
last
pretty
week.
cool.
Yeah,
Was it
Monday last
Was it
yeah,
this?
Monday last week.
Yeah,
we
Monday
did.
last week.
Hey, Larry, how are you?
Yeah, I don't know what day it is.
It's Monday.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why we're here. That's why I
Yeah.
got my ass out of bed.
Hey, Larry.
So Rock Island YMCA, and
Yeah.
that
We had
was huge.
we had a special guest, Mike Ediker. Mikey. He helped us out. He's pretty cool. I
He
work with
is.
him, and it was one of those things where I'm glad that I tapped him to come with me, and it was cool.
Yeah.
So
Walking in, what was your first impression?
it was big.
It was big. 50,000
Yeah.
square feet. Yep.
Right.
I don't think we had enough people.
No. I mean, it was just the three of us, but no, it was pretty big. So, our initial walkthrough with Lisa, the owner, was pretty good. We had to help her a little bit with she was going live on a podcast and she was having some difficulties.
Kind of like what we're having today.
Yeah, and so I was trying to help her, and it finally helped her get on so she could do her walkthrough with us and while she was on the live, and it was cool. I mean, it was really one of those things where learning about a little bit about the location and just doing the walkthrough, and when we finally got up to the fourth floor, which, by the way, stairs aren't everybody's forte, but
Are
it was.
Are you specifically mentioning me on that one?
No, not at all.
I don't do stairs well. My back.
Yeah, Kelly Schaefer doesn't do stairs.
Kelly Schaefer doesn't do stairs very well.
Right. So, the initial feeling of getting up, even up to this other, like 2 and 3, and was different. Getting up to the fourth floor, there was a lot of energy up there, and
when we came out into the vestibule after we walked up the stairs, was it the fourth floor that we both went, whoa?
Yeah, we both were kind of taken aback a little bit, just because the simple fact that we had never been there, but the claims and the history of that building, we didn't know. I didn't want to know too much. I wanted to kind of experience it myself. So what happened was, we got a firsthand account of all the things that were going on, but it was kind of like I could sense the energies around, and a couple times some of them were trying to get a little too close. And it was really kind of bizarre, but it was cool, and then, after the tour was over, and then she was done with the podcast, and then she left, and we were left with our own devices, and it was,
Literally.
we were trying to get set up, and Kelly did a really good job on the show. We did the live, and me and Mikey were trying to set up equipment and whatnot, and trying to find good spots for things. And it was a great experience for that aspect. And we wanted to say thanks to Lisa again, the owner,
and everybody at Devar,
and everybody there for letting us do this, and giving us the kind of the heads up of some of the things that were going on, and just the joy of being able to do an investigation of a large place of that magnitude. I think that we did okay. I mean, we were there from like 5-6 to 1:30.
Yeah, 1:30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so me and Mikey had a couple hour drive home, and so
I went back to the ghetto.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So the live, went on okay. There were some things that we had caught that we um were kind of taken aback by.
Mhm.
Um, so what I want to talk about is the initial the reveille that we caught.
Oh, see, I'm just gonna start calling them bugle calls because I don't know which ones are which because
Right.
I'm
Right.
musically dysfunctional. I
Right.
literally don't
Do
store
not.
musical
Right.
information. I don't
Right.
know albums. I don't know
Hmm.
artists. I don't know any.
Right.
It does not store. And so
Right.
for me to compare the bugle calls, I don't know which one's which. But
Right. Right.
anybody who's been in the military probably would hear the tones and be able to go, "Oh yeah, that's reveille," or "Oh, that's retreat," or that's in the other two would be tattoo and taps.
Hmm.
And I'd like to thank the people that were on as guests. Well, they weren't guests, they were watchers, I guess,
Hmm.
is the way to put it. Sorry, my microphone's just not behaving itself today. Um, the watchers, I'd have to like to thank them for helping, to try and figure that one out. I needed to get a hold of the arsenal, which I did. I reached out to them over Messenger and then was given a phone number for dispatch to call with exact times for these bugle calls. And I called them this morning, and the revelry is done at 6:30 in the morning. Retreat is done at 4:58. Tattoo is 9:30 p.m. And then taps is at 10 o'clock. So I think maybe because these two bugle calls fall within those last two time periods, I'm a little kind of okay, that could have been the arsenal. But the thing is we kept hearing echoes of it throughout the entire time we were on the fourth floor. I heard it like 4 or 5 times before you all did.
Right.
When we were clear back at the other end of the building, I heard it down there, and I heard it when we came back to the street side building, or the street side of the building. So
Right.
I was hearing it a lot more, and I was hearing more music than that. So maybe it was the Arsenal. I can't for sure say.
Okay. So, do you have a timestamp of that?
I do.
Okay.
The first bugle call was at 6 minutes and 37 seconds, almost 6:38 in the time period, which would have put it at about 9:30.
Okay.
The second one was at 36 minutes and 40 seconds into the recording, which would have put it at 10 o'clock.
Okay. So, what are the
They do
times
match up.
on the recorder?
Yeah.
Oh, they do match up.
The- yeah, they do match up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Both recorders that caught the bugle calls, both of them
Okay.
match up.
Okay. Okay. So maybe that's what it was. You know.
Could be. I don't know. But I heard other music that was up there about 9:20 in the evening. No, 9:20 on the recorder, which would have been about four, it would have been 9:40-ish. I
Okay.
heard like 40s or 50s music. Maybe I it
Yeah.
and I it was is very, very faint on the recorder. I still have to
Right.
listen on the second recorder to see if it got caught, but we had
Hmm.
two recorders up on the fourth floor down that one intersecting hallway where all the
Hmm.
chairs are set up. We had two recorders back there, along with trail. Yeah, maybe we should tell everybody what we had set up there. We had
Yeah.
so much equipment going on.
Right.
But we set up it, and both voice recorders that were out there, they both caught the bugle calls, and they both match up to each other as to the timestamps. So I don't know. I don't know.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, it
And
is
I
what
don't
it
know if
is. I
I
mean,
don't know
it's.
if we can. I don't know. Can we play the bugles? I don't know. Is that something we can share on here? I don't know.
I don't know.
Share
You have to
screen.
research
Add a
that
source.
maybe.
Ooh, add a source. Let's see
Okay.
here. video storage, background music, RP, local video. No, I don't think I can share them on here. I'll put them up on. I'll put them up on my Whip account, and everybody can hear them from there. And I'll put the link to the Whip account in on the Cemetery Files Facebook page.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it
Let's talk
was.
about the equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we had quite a bit of equipment. I had 6 trail cams going, and I was attempting to review them this morning, but of course that I don't have the proper setup right now because my new system. I need a place to do the show and to edit and do all that stuff, and I can't do it where I'm at right now because there is no room.
Right.
So I was trying to do it on my Chromebook, and my Chromebook was not cooperating, and so I got frustrated and I just shut it down. So I still have to go through that. I can reveal them on my trail cams, but with that small screen, it's kind of hard to see. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I still will be able to, once I get my system set up and my new system, and I'll be able to reveal that. And then as soon as I reveal that, if I find anything on those trail cams, I will post that immediately.
Right.
So
Let's see here. I'm trying to. I know that there's some people that don't know building for Rock Island, and I'm trying to get my screen share going on here. There we go. So this is the Rock Island building. There we go. This is the Rock Island building,
right.
and it is literally a basement, which is down here on the bottom. Then the first
Hmm.
floor where the furniture company is, then second floor, third floor, and fourth floor.
And
It
storage,
is,
and then
oh my God, huge, huge.
yeah, right,
So we kind of kept to the upper floors. Both Jay and I got big, huge heebie jeebies with the basement.
right.
I was not into the basement. Nope, nope, nope. That one, nope. That
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
gonna
We
have to
we
have more
we were kind
people.
of we were trying to tap a lot of the areas in this building, and it was so big that with
We had to
with
pick
just the
things.
3 of us, right? And we kind
Yeah.
of just ran out of time.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
we were talking about going in the basement, but we kind of had a different feeling about it, and we
It was
could have
going to be an
gone down
entirely
there.
different one.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
a really different feeling. So not that we were afraid to go down there, but it was the fact that with time constraints, and it was just the fact that we didn't have the greatest feeling right there, and we were already tired, and I had, you know, driven, 3 hours or whatever, and so
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and it's just we'll save it, save it for another day. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
that people have had some great stuff down there, and I wouldn't doubt that they have, and but we've been upstairs, and when we were upstairs and sitting in the hallway, Mikey had heard some big thumps. I don't know if they were doors, but yeah, our some of our equipment, the EVP equipment, or not the EVP, the EMF equipment would go off on some different areas that shouldn't have any
Yeah.
electricity or
Yeah. The
anything.
EV. Yeah. The EMF activity was really big. I'm trying
Right,
to get the other ones up here. There we go. Yeah, that was the first response from the arsenal, and I did call that phone number, and that's where I got the exact times.
right,
So,
right. Yeah. So
um, oh, this was fun. This was a fun thing that I did. I love cornerstones. I don't know what it is about cornerstones. I have always enjoyed them, and I've always researched them out to see exactly when they've been laid. And so we got this picture. I got this picture of the cornerstone, and here's when it was laid in 1912. And then let's pass it. And this is the laying of the cornerstone. It was laid in on December 8th, 1912. They almost did not make the date.
right, right.
They were 23 days out from not making that date.
Yeah,
So Look at all those people.
Right.
Yeah, this is a big deal. This building was a huge deal. And then there's the whole building when it was fine when they were talking about building it, and it pretty much looks like the way that the architect had planned it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And then here's as they were, I don't know if you all can see those. Probably would have to enlarge those a bit, but there's pictures of the interior when it was first um, built,
Mm-hmm.
and it does not look like that these days.
Right. Right.
I love the fact that they have the gymnasium down here. That was so cool.
Right. Right.
That was a really cool. I mean, I when they had that walking track above the playing around the above the basketball floor,
Mm-hmm.
that was just so too cool. And we did hear the footsteps on the walking track.
Yeah. Yeah. We did. We
Yeah.
that was kind of bizarre too, and yeah. So yeah. I mean, we're
I'll put
looking.
I'll put those pictures up.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have been invited to go to the Paracon for October 7th, and I'm really excited about meeting more people and reconnecting with people I've already met, and it's going to be a good time, and we're going to probably share a lot of different stories with that place. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a great experience. I mean, the building itself is a beautiful part of history, a piece of history, and like I said, just setting up equipment and stuff like that. It took me and Mikey a couple minutes because we were running up and down 7 flights, or 4 flights of stairs.
Oh my
You
god,
know,
it was insane.
yeah,
It was insane.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, and I do want to say too that after the night went on, we really didn't get a whole lot. Um, from what I could tell, I mean, I still have some audio or some film to review and this and that, but it just felt that the atmosphere kind of changed, but it felt very welcoming. I mean, it felt
Mm-hmm.
basically like when you go to a friend's house and you're just hanging out, and that's
Right.
kind of what it felt like, and it was nice. I mean, they have the lounge area up front, which used to be part of the racquetball court, and they have chairs and bench or couches in there and stuff, and we did an Estes method there,
Mm-hmm.
and um, but it was one of those things where I sat in there with Kelly and Mikey, and we just kind of just it was like relaxation. I mean, it was just very
Mm-hmm.
peaceful, and
It was
not
very
having anything
peaceful.
negative there is
No.
a plus. I mean, it's a positive building, and it's just really a lot of the history, a lot of residual history is kind of still floating around, and I sense that a lot. Different images that I got with part of the history, and you know being being there where it's at, and being so close to the armory, and
Mm-hmm.
which that the armory I would love to investigate. I mean, that would be
Oh yeah.
fantastic.
Oh
So
yes.
the history of that goes all the way back to, if I'm not mistaken, the Civil War. So yeah, that would be one of the places to that I'd like to go to. But yeah, so all in all, I mean, yeah, we still have a little bit of stuff to review and this and that, but
Yeah, I have.
we had some personal experiences where
Mm-hmm.
you were touched once.
I was touched.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, and I've we were hearing things left and right, kind of, what was that, and trying to research a little bit of that, and it was just one of the
Mhm.
things that it was a great experience, and
It was.
having personal
The thing
experiences is, especially with paranormal stuff, is a plus. So
Well, the thing that I thought was very interesting was you and I, when we first got up to, and of course Mikey's with us, But when we both got up to the fourth floor and walked out of the stairwell and into the vestibule for the room, we both went, whoa.
Right.
And I was
Right.
receiving so many images and so many different things going on. It was just overwhelming. And I think when we talked, you had had the same thing going on
Hmm.
when you walked out into that room.
Right.
And then the thing that we both taught, the thing that we both said at the end of the evening when we decided to call it was, you and I, neither one of us was getting any images.
Hmm.
It's like the communication just shut off.
Right. Right. It was kind
Yeah.
of weird, but
Mm-hmm.
then it was kind of just like I said, just hanging out in a big building, and it was
Mm-hmm.
peaceful and it was nice. And,
Yep. It was very
you
peaceful.
know, so I don't know if the frequency just changed. But I mean, that happens, and people don't realize that, like I've always said, ghosts aren't on demand. I mean, it's whatever the frequency, time of day, or whatever it is. It just could be anything. And frequencies and things like that, they do change. So people can go to a location and get a ton of stuff, and then the same team can go a week later and get nothing. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then 2 weeks later, they go and they get something. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not always on tap. You know what I mean? So you just kind of experiences. But I would say, all in all, I mean, we had a great experience with
Chris
some of the feelings. And
Christopher James would like us to show something right now,
right
and
now, and
we don't have
we
anything
don't
right
have
now.
anything right now.
No.
We're still reviewing the evidence and
I'm
this and that.
I'm really I've got 5 hours to do. I've got the second voice recorder the second voice recorder that was on the fourth floor. The only thing I did was I went to go find the bugle calls. That was it, and I
Right,
found them.
right,
And I have a feeling that that second voice recorder might have a little bit more on it, but it's two and a
right,
half hours. And
right.
then my chest, the voice recorder that I have up here on my chest was 4 hours.
Hmm.
So I have 6 hours of audio still left to do.
Right,
And
right.
I don't
Yeah, and
know.
it's kind of it's people don't realize that, we both, this isn't our full-time job, you know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
So I had to
Well, it
go to
kind
work
of is
pretty
mine.
much, it's kind of yours, but I do work, so I mean, I
Yeah,
was
and I've
busy
had
all week.
so many I've had so many projects going on this week, and it was just a short
Right,
week
right,
because I came back on Tuesday and had
right.
to rest on Wednesday, and then I leave tomorrow on the bike for a week.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I came back from Rock Island and had to start planning that next trip. So it's a very busy 6 weeks for me. So,
Right, right, yeah.
and I
Yeah.
didn't run any of my cameras. I reviewed all the cameras because we had the little handhelds that we were
Mhm,
using, and I reviewed all the video on those, and there was nothing on those. So it's
mhm.
all on your trail cams that we might catch something,
Right, right.
and
And
it's
I think
getting those
and
trail
and I
cams
think
to
I
work
do,
right.
and I just need to go through them all. I need to find out a way to do it. I've got 2
Hmm.
laptops, maybe I need to use the other laptop and see if I can't figure something out. But yeah, it's just, and I did post a video of, uh, one my security cameras caught didn't really catch anything. I don't know if they did or not, because I posted on TikTok on Studio Six, or it's under J Paranormal, Studio Six Productions, and I did post a 2-minute video of the camera sitting there. I was asking some questions, and I was hoping to get some responses, but I haven't fully watched that yet. I
And
was
I've
trying to want some people's opinions if they see something, if they, to type in what they see and this and that. So
Yeah, and I want to go back and watch the show to see if there was anything that we missed because we turned the camera around to where it was looking down the hallway.
right, right.
I
So
want to go
there's a
back and
lot of
look at what people
audio
were
and video
saying, and
still to
yeah.
go over. Right,
And there's just two of us. It
right,
takes a
right,
long time.
right, right,
Hmm.
right. So yeah, so we got that Paracon coming up next week, right?
Ye-
Next Saturday,
don't scare me. Where's it's October 6th, so it's still like 2 weeks away.
October
As of
7th.
Saturday, it was October 7th. Yeah. So yeah, it's when I come back from the trip, we're gonna be I'm going back out again on Friday. So to come up
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So yeah, it's like 10 days away, maybe at the most. Yeah. And Christopher would like to know why we're on here now. Well, because we're on every Monday at high noon Central
Right.
Time
And
talking
prepared
about the
or
paranormal.
unprepared, we're still
Prepared or
here because
unprepared, we're still
this
here.
is our show and this is what we
Mhm.
do
This
when
is
we talk
yeah,
about other things.
yeah.
So
And for anybody that can go through and review how many hours were there? We were there for like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Anybody
five
that can
hours.
review 5 hours of data on multiple devices within a few days, I would like to talk to you about coming onto my team because
Right.
evidence review is one of the hardest things
Right.
to do.
Right.
It's the
Right.
most time consuming, it is the most nerve wracking. And anytime that you're interrupted trying to do it, you got to go back and catch yourself back up again, and then you're listening
Right.
again. Evidence
Right.
review is a pain in the ass.
Right.
And
Right.
if you
It
can do a
is.
better job of it,
I
come
mean,
on aboard.
we love what we do, and
We
but
do.
it does take patience and time to get
Hmm.
it done.
Yeah,
But I digress. Thank you,
so do
Christopher,
I.
for
Yeah,
pointing that out. That we're
we're
unprepared,
unprepared.
but
Hmm.
yeah, but such is life, you know. So no, I
And
think that we're prepared as what we need to be right now. So,
mhm.
but yeah. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are coming up in the future for Cemetery Files.
Hang tight. I got to grab that folder.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Where are we? Where's podcast? Well, we're going to be doing the haunted Rock Island
Yeah.
Paracon.
Right.
That's coming up on the 7th. Let's see here. When we come back, we have Jennifer Rose, intuitive medium, who's going to be joining us. And then on the 9th, after, oh no, that's on Monday before. I might be gone for that one. You might be doing that show by
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yourself.
I'm gonna be doing it by myself.
I might be able to do it from the car, but I don't know. I'll be
Yeah,
driving.
that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And the weekend after that, we're doing a Haunted Rock Island wrap up for the Paracon.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
and then we go into Shaman and the Showman, Nick Grossman and Charlie Rosenay.
Right. And speaking of those guys, they
Mhm.
have a Paracon coming up. I think it's in November. A couple people I know that got tapped. Nate Atwell they're going to be speaking. Adam Began's going to be speaking. Yeah. So they have a really cool Paracon. It. I would like to travel out there. To Salem. That would be.
Oh, they're going to
Yeah.
Salem?
It's just
Ooh.
it's a Salem Paracon. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah.
Ooh. That would
So
be neat.
yeah.
Oh, and then you and I decided that season 2 will begin in February. The first episode is on
Yeah.
2/5 of
Yeah.
24. I thought that was cool. 2, 5,
Mhm.
2,
Mhm.
4.
Right. Yep. Um yeah, we're kind of booked. I have my other show, Studio 6 uh Paranormal Podcast, which is with Shane Feek, and that will start next month. In October, probably the week after we come back from the Paracon.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might do it that Saturday or that Sunday because of the fact that I'm only going to be gone for a day. So, um, yeah, I do my show with Shane on Sunday at 6. So,
Well,
and I think
I'm hoping that I can. Apparently, there's going to be post Paracon shenanigans going on.
oh great, fantastic! I can't wait.
I hope I can drive after the shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about those shenanigans. So,
Shenanigans! I love
yeah,
shenanigans. Shenanigans.
yeah. So, we haven't made an announcement yet for our guests. There's a couple people that have been interested, and
Mhm.
I'm really excited about that and doing that. And with
Yeah,
Shane, we've been
Jason Lasseter, who had to cancel back on the 28th, I think is when he was.
mhm.
He has secured that undisclosed location as one that he's going to be managing, and so I've got him coming in on the 12th. I think it's
Okay,
the 12th of February to talk about that, unless we
okay,
have some kind of a cancellation since then. But
right,
he has gotten that old house up on. It was built 1812, I think. I want to say 1812, but I'd have to go back and look at my notes.
okay,
And it's an interesting building. It's a very
nice,
interesting building.
nice.
That's the one where I had to be in the living room and say uh, the Confederate Pledge of Allegiance.
Hmm. So, also talk about the Paracon that you're going to be also
Oh, you mean
representing us.
the three?
Yeah,
Are you coming with? Have you decided if you're coming to Nashville or not?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I want to. I asked Mikey, but he doesn't have the money to do it,
Okay.
and which I because he just bought a car, so I understand that.
Yeah. Well, when we've got the first one that we're going to be going, that I'm going to be going to. Hopefully, you'll be able to join me. But we're going to be going to Nashville. Oh wait, no, wait. So no, no, wait. That's the second one. The first one after we come back is going to be the Tennessee Wildman Cryptid Paracon.
Okay,
And they invited me to come out and represent the paranormal.
nice,
So I was very excited about that because I get to hang out with all the cryptid people, and I've got some questions for them. I'm interested to see what the new things in the field are for cryptids, and then UFOs. I want to see if anybody recognizes my UFO. I drew a picture of it, so I'm taking it with me to the Paracon to see if anybody has seen something like that before.
right,
And
right.
then the week after that is the Tennessee Haunts and Legends down in
Expo,
Nashville,
yeah,
Expo, down at the Expo building in Nashville. And then the one after that, I will be in Carthage, Tennessee for a festival market kind of thing. It's just a little It's not even a parent. It's a regular like farmers market kind of thing. But
okay,
they called me up and said, "Hey, you gonna come?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess I could." So
right.
I
I
got
guess,
four Paracons coming up.
right, right, yeah,
And I love them. I totally love Paracons. I love interacting with people. I love networking. I love listening to what everybody has to say and all the theories and oh, that's one of the things that I
right,
just absolutely love doing is just talking theory.
right, right. Yeah, so, um, you're pretty busy, and I'm in the getting to be in the slow season at my work because I work in a private country club. So, um, yeah, I might have a little bit more time on my hands to be able to do some paracons or to go visit or whatever, and
Right. Yeah.
so yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
fall's getting up.
they're already asking for you down here, so
Are they?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's Jay? When's Jay gonna come down?
Yeah,
Al, I don't know yet.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Popular
so
by
and
demand.
yeah, and then I've got the books coming out. I've got to get the book finished off and up to the publisher. They're getting ready to put the link up to do the pre-orders, and so I've got to get that book done. I'm taking it with me on the bike trip. And then what was the other thing I had going on that it was like lagging behind? I can't remember what it is now. Oh, I've got to get up. I've got to get to Oregon at some point and see my dad. He's not doing too good. So
Okay, okay.
yeah. But that's yeah my once November hits, I've got a investigation of the 1812 house on November 11th with my team, and we're going to
Okay.
go out there and I'm going to see what they can do with Tennessee people. I'm going to put Jim in there first. I'll send Jim
Right.
into the house and he can just talk. He can just put the accent on thick and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm working on actually getting on some investigations going. With my paranormal team, Souls Paranormal. So yeah, it's a little slow going, but like I said, it's just the fact
It
that now
is.
that
It's
that
really difficult to create a team. I mean, I've
yeah.
been trying to get a team together for years now, and I have finally got people on there that really want to investigate the paranormal, and they're very steady people. I can depend on them to be there. I know instantly when if I get a location going, I've got at least 4 people coming with me, and that's a huge difference from the
Mhm.
early years when I didn't have anybody going with me, and it was very
Right,
difficult
right,
because I
right,
don't hunt alone. I don't
right.
nope. Mm-mm.
Right, and there's other people that do that, and there's people that, and to each his own, and they do what they want, and that's fine. I mean, I even just having another person with me is, kind of key for me. Even walking up, even by myself when we first got there after, when we were left to our own devices, and I was putting stuff up there, and I walked up on in the Rock Island building. I walked up there by myself, and yeah, it was a little bit unnerving a couple
Mhm.
times, but yeah, yeah, I had to stop, and I'm looking around, and yeah, it was a little unnerving when you're by yourself. I mean, you just kind of. Oh, and Mikey did have the hairs on his arms, on his neck
Oh,
raised
yeah.
too.
Oh, talk
Yeah.
about the cell
Ye
phone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
We didn't
about
even
that.
talk about the cell phone.
No.
Oh my
So
god.
so it was for Mikey's first time and being on an investigation, and Mikey is got some great frequency and energy going, and that's one of the reasons why we're good friends and we connect, because of he's just got that similar frequency and that energy, and so yeah. So I knew something was going to happen to him when we were there, but I didn't know what it was, but he's going to have an experience. Well, we put all our phones on airplane mode, and we didn't want it to affect
Mhm.
any of the devices or whatnot.
Yep, everything on
So
airplane.
yeah, so we came down from being upstairs, and Mikey had looked on his phone and found that his text message was open, and he was sending a text message to somebody that he hasn't talked to in a couple weeks, because we work with the person, and it was nothing but gibberish. Now we thought, okay, is it like a butt dial or something like that? And it wasn't, because of the fact that, number one, you have to open the app, and then you have to text on like three different pages, because all these characters on this on the on your phone, you had to go to different pages for the text,
Different
different
keyboards.
keyboards, yeah.
Different
And
keyboards.
it was just, and he hadn't sent it, but it was in the mode to be sent,
Mhm.
and he was like, what the hell is this? So he did send me that.
Oh, did he? Oh, I don't
Yes.
know if you can share it or not from your
I don't-
phone. Oh,
Mm,
yeah, because he did take the screenshot of it, didn't he?
yeah, he sent it to
That was
me.
really weird. That was just really weird.
Right, right.
I've never seen anything
So
like that during an investigation. It was in his pocket, and
let me see.
it's not like he had the fingers on it and things opened up, but it was odd.
Yeah, let's see if I can't.
But we all
'Cause I
know that spirits can manipulate electronic devices, so
Right, right,
I think it's one of the easiest
right.
energies to manipulate.
Mhm. Let me see. Um, no, no, no. I don't know if I can. Shit.
Text it to me, I can do it.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, text it to me or yeah, text it to me, I can pick it up. Did you freeze?
I did, because I'm doing something else. I know. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let me edit here.
Ah, there it comes. There we go. Looks like it's getting active. Looks like you're getting ready to send something.
Do you want me to send?
What? Oh, did I lose you? Where'd you go? I can't hear you. Send me the picture. If you can hear me, send me the
Yeah,
picture.
where do you want me to send it?
Just text it to me.
Okay. Hang
Yeah,
on.
just text it. I can pull it off. I've got a application on the desk for the text. And yeah, this was interesting. Um so let's oh cool. Um there we come. There it comes. It's
There you
coming.
go.
It's coming. It's coming. Okay. I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it. It's sending. Come on,
So
there it
yeah,
is.
so this happened to Mikey, and plus the fact that some of his apps on his phone that you had to switch to different pages on his phone were open that he hasn't used in months,
Mm-hmm.
if not a year. And they were opening. He's like, I don't even know why that even opened.
There it
I
comes.
didn't even touch it.
Come on. Turn on. There we go.
What happened?
It has to bring the image up. Why is it not showing the image? I swear to God, this system is sometimes a pain in the ass. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Can you see that now?
Nope.
Oh, now where'd it go? Oops, we are. Looks like your stream is having connection issues.
What? I just
Yeah,
can't
I
win.
know. There. Okay,
Okay,
let's try this again. There we go.
I can't see it. I mean, I can
Stay.
see it, but oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what we got.
So
That's what we got.
Mikey picked up his phone and it was on dark. I mean, he hasn't
Hmm.
because he has to press a button to open it. And when he did, this popped up, and he was like,
Yep.
uh, "There's no way that I did that."
Uh-uh.
So yeah, so that was kind of bizarre.
That was kind of interesting. Very, very
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, and he still can't
I don't.
explain it.
It's so unusual. I don't even know what to do with it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It was just totally bizarre. He was like, yeah, he's like, and you know when it's a butt dial, if you're even have it in your pocket, your back pocket, you sit on it or whatever, and say it opens text, but you usually got maybe
Right.
one or two letters. You know what I mean?
Right. But not all of that gibberish. I mean, that's just.
Right. That was like
And
it
there's.
seemed to kind of calculated.
Mm-hmm. That's
You know.
interesting. Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, so
But
that
I
was
don't even
another
know what to
thing
do
that
with it.
was right. I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't either. You know.
Mm, yeah, I don't even. I mean, what do you? How do you verify that? How do you add that to the data? I
Right.
don't know. All you can do
Yeah.
is just take a picture and
Well,
you
maybe
just kind of save.
right. So maybe we'll look and see if there's somebody else when we talk to them next week that if they've had
Yeah.
something similar or whatnot. You
Well,
know.
yeah, and that's why when you get weird evidence that you just don't know what to do with it, save it anyway. You
Right.
never
And then he
know
he knew
who might.
immediately to save it because he
Hmm.
thought that was just too odd. Now
Right.
I've
Yeah.
had I've had experience where I've gotten a text message from a spirit, and that
Right.
was because of the fact that I was going to investigate this lady's house, and her granddaughter, her daughter actually, um, asked me to come investigate. Well, I had talked to this grandmother on the phone, and she was like, "Yeah, that sounds good. We'll see you later." Da 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 da. And she
Mhm.
was telling me some of the activity and this and that. Well, I hung up the phone and I put the phone in my pocket. Actually, no, I didn't even put it. I had it on dark because I was talking with my buddy. I was at my buddy's house, standing on his garage,
Mhm.
and I got a text message, and it said, "Can you help?" And I was like,
Oh, weird.
Okay. And so I called her back and I said, "Did you need something?" And she was like, "No, why?" I said, "I just got a message from you asking if I could help." And she was like, "I haven't even touched my phone since I got off the phone with you. It's been sitting on the table next to
Wow.
me."
Wow.
And she was like, and yeah, most people would say, "Yeah, she probably did it, da 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 da." But that's not the impression I got. And when I met this lady, there's no way. She said that she's not technically inclined with new phones and all this other stuff. She's like, "So I don't do that."
Right.
You know what I mean? She's like, "I call on the phone. That's it."
Mhm.
And I was like,
Right.
"Okay."
Yeah.
So yeah. So come to find out after we got there to investigate that that was exactly what it was. There was an old lady there who had been murdered in the house.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
and she, not really, but
Well, yeah. But for
but
research purposes,
but for
oh, cool.
research, right, right. Um, No, but she had been an old. It was actually a sad story. She was an old lady, and a transient came in, and because I don't know what exactly the whole thing, but she was in the house. I think some since the 50s or something like that. So I mean, it was just odd, and that was who contacted me. But she looked like she was a housewife from the 50s.
Wow. That's
So yeah,
interesting.
so they can manipulate. I mean,
Mhm.
spirits can manipulate electronic devices. I mean, it just we don't all know how that works quite as much as we would like to, but yeah, it happens,
It does.
and
More times than you'd like to think, though, sometimes.
well, yeah, even I mean, go back to looking at it with landline phones,
Mhm.
where cops get calls from landlines for abandoned houses, and they get nothing but static, or they get a cryptic message, or they get something,
Right.
and there's no way that anybody was even there. The dust isn't even settled, been disturbed, or so they have to research that. A buddy of mine had a recently was sitting with some other people that we work with, and they were on their garage or parking lot or their driveway drinking and having a good time,
Mhm.
and these three cop cars pulled up and um you know said that, we got a 911 call from this location, da 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 da. And he's like, "No, we've been sitting here," and he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, we know we got da, da, da." And he says, um "What address are you looking for?" And he said the address. He's like, "Yeah, this is so and so address. The address you're looking for is across the street." He's like, "Oh, and if you look, the building isn't there anymore. The
Oh,
house isn't there.
wow.
The house either burnt down or tore down or something like that." But
Wow.
they swear that they got a 911 call from that address, and from that numbered address. And he said, "Yeah, that's not mine. That's the one that's not there anymore." So
Mm.
yeah, I've heard stories of that before, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
still would like to talk to first responders with stories, and you know, um, police officers that have had brush-ins with the paranormal.
I may be able to dig up a police officer.
Okay.
Not literally,
Not
but
literally. Yeah, we don't want
no.
that.
That opens a whole new can of worms.
Yeah, no kidding. Right? So yeah.
So, do you wanna shall we close this one out?
Yeah,
Have
we can
we
close this one.
we
That's fine.
I mean, down, I mean, bottom line, great building.
Yeah.
Want to do it again.
Yep. 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 We want to thank
Very, very
everybody there.
interesting.
Yep.
Mhm.
Lisa.
And everybody that was in chat giving us information and all that,
Yeah.
thank you so much. It
Right.
was a little
Right.
overwhelming,
Right.
especially when we got the bugles. So it was a little overwhelming, and I appreciate everybody
And you were a
that
little
helped us with
excited.
that. I was very excited. It wasn't really excitement. It was like, okay, how can I verify this right now? And I knew I couldn't because I'd have to call the arsenal.
Right.
And it's like I was frustrated because I couldn't like verify it right now.
Right. 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 But I mean, and that's in hindsight. That's why we do what we do. We have to go through
Right.
that research. We have to go through the channels to make sure to verify. So
Yeah.
yeah, it happens. But we want
I
to thank
really
everybody
appreciate
at
it.
Haunted YMCA in Rock Island, and we want to thank everybody watching today. Um,
And we'll see you in 10
we'll
days.
see you in 10 days, and you'll see us next Monday. You can find this show on YouTube and all the FB Facebook platform. So Cemetery Files, Studio 6 Productions, Parapost, Paralanx. Thanks to the Parapost for allowing us to put this stuff up over the years. You want to catch great content with Parapost and Brian Laverty. Great guy. Great app that he's got, the Parapost app. So, yeah, check those guys out. Also, you can find this audio file on everywhere you get your podcast, your audio podcast, Good Pods, Google, iHeartRadio, everywhere,
Spotify.
Spotify. Yeah, this will be up to probably today. So, um, having said that, I want to thank everybody again. I want to thank my other host, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
And
And before we end, I want to say that it was an absolute pleasure investigating this building with you.
okay, thank you.
Um, our energies just synced for that investigation,
Yep.
and it just flowed, and
Yeah.
it's just a pleasure.
And we want to
Just
give
a
a
pleasure.
special shout out to our other
Lisa.
Lisa, and
Oh,
then other investigator
Mikey.
Mikey,
Mikey. Yeah.
Mikey Ediker. Yep, the skeptic, and yeah, it was great having him on the show as well as on the investigation. So,
Yeah. We had a good time.
all
We
right.
had a
So,
very, very good time.
thank you, everybody. Until
Thank
we
you.
meet
Appreciate
again.
y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.